I'll show you the fifth match of 2018 WCS Leipzig tournament, where Serral has 3 wins and Showtime has 1 win. In order for Showtime to stay in the tournament, he must win this match, otherwise he will be the loser. The Serral will win the tournament. The 2018 WCS Leipzig is the first of 4 events of the 2018 WCS circuit. Here you can see the maps, the prize pools, and notable participants, group stages, and the bracket. I'm going to show you Showtime versus Serral, the 5th match. As you can see, Showtime has won this match because he had 2 wins, and currently he holds 1. That's more statistics right here. Distribution, region, and country. These are map statistics. Furthermore, an event is part of StarCraft 2 World Championship Series. You can take a look at the overview right here, where you can read more about the championship and see a table with a breakdown of all the events that come into StarCraft 2 World Championship Series events. There are 2018 WCS Global events right here. 2018 GSL versus the World in Seoul, or the Katowice, which is as well extremely important tournament. As you can see, Katowice gives 250,000 prize pool. StarCraft World Championship Series Global Finals give 500,000. Korea GSL 3 leagues, 170 million won. Super tournaments 2 give 30 million won. Circuits combined 4 circuits, $100,000. 4 challengers, $10,000 per circuit region, and all of these are residency locked. So if you are in European, you have to play on European server, or pretty much Korea on one side and everybody else on the other side. If you want to watch the castings, you can go to AndYouLeftTheGame YouTube channel and find the castings in the playlist. To do that, you have to write AndYouLeftTheGame without blank spaces into search bar. This will take you here where you'll find either one of these channels or both of these channels. One of them will have blank spaces, the other one won't have any blank spaces. If you wish to go straight to the channel, just click on AndYouLeftTheGame, and this will bring you to the channel itself, where you can go into playlists and select whatever you want to watch. Otherwise, if you only are brought to see AndYouLeftTheGame, sometimes YouTube search does that, would give me only this channel. Then click on it and go to featured channel section right here. You don't need to click anything, just look on the right of your screen, click on the channel AndYouLeftTheGame. It had no blank space and it will take you here. Quickly you'll be in the channel in a matter of seconds. Now that we know the tournament, let's move on to the players themselves. So the first player and the winner of this match is Showtime. He's Tobias Sieber, a professional German Protoss player who is currently playing for Arma team. He made over $180,000 playing StarCraft 2. His legacy goes to 2012, where he first joined a team, and his first tournaments with money have been recorded at 2013, where he won his first 150 euros on record here. And here you can find his pictures and get familiarized with him. Now his opponent, he goes by the name of Serral. He is from Finland. He made over $130,000 playing StarCraft 2. His legacy goes to 2012, where he was interviewed, and obviously in 2012 he joined his first team that he mentions. You can find out more about his story here in this profile, some trivias about him that may be of concern, and you can find his achievements here. What did he achieved during gameplay, where did all that money came from? And you can find his pictures here. You can see him playing, and here you can see him with a t-shirt and all those companies that advertise, all the supporters. So he's certainly a big deal. Here you'll find esports betting tips. Showtime versus Serral. PinnacleSports.com betting website would offer 2.23 odds versus 1.67 odds, and Serral has won this final series when it was a favorite. So anybody that bet on Serral was certainly making a lot of money. And here you can see the picture. So this is how these two champions look like, and this one right here goes by the nickname Serral. He has successfully won this tournament and proved himself, got another place, and will be playing for WCS, which is pretty much World Championship Series Final Cup. So he may be the winner of the ultimate prize. We don't know that just yet. Now let's go on and take a look at this match from Showtime's perspective. As normally, Showtime at the very beginning of the game will queue up the bases that he will want to take, and he decides to take 3 bases in the north, or queue up with his hotkeys 3 bases in the north and additional 2 bases in the east. He starts on with a pylon opening. We still don't know if there's going to be cheese. The last time Showtime has found a sweet spot and fought the Zerg player, not with his magnificent Protoss fleet, but with the use of large number of very powerful ground units, Immortals, and High Templar, who provided the storms. And that composition was devastating for Lurker Hydra play that Serral has used, and this has proved an ultimate victory for the Protoss player here. And it looks like the opening here is with the wall off and some scouting. So just as we know, just as normally Showtime does, he first of all scouts a little bit and takes a look if the Zerg player goes for cheese. If the Zerg player is not going for cheese, the Protoss will start himself a Nexus and expands with another gas, which would probably mean that air units may be built, or he's going for stalkers. And anyway, Showtime so far proved not to be a large stalker builder. He's not really making his armies full of stalkers. He relies on Archons, Immortals, and High Templar for ground armies, which may not be very good against air units. However, the Zerg can't really build air units at the early game anyway. We'll see that the Zerg is making a push with a couple of links here. Surprisingly, Probe is fast enough to get away from the links for as long as it's not making any quick turns. Here we see one adept going close by. He's probably going to try and shade into the mineral line where he could kill 1 or 2 drones. In any other case, it's going to simply scout around. So as suspected, he wanted to get into the mineral line. However, adepts are quite fragile, to surround the links, to surround the link attack, so they are not going to engage links alone. Better not to. It looks like those shades are just not working for this player right here. And he decides to back away from this fight whatsoever. And I see that the links got perfect rounds around the depths, and only Oracle here could save those links. It looks like those links are not going to be destroyed there. He's sending them into opponent's base so that more scouting can take place. That Overlord out there is going to be killed by the Phoenix airplane, and that's it for it. It did its purpose, it scouted around. Unfortunately, it had to lose its life for this scout. Now he's going with the robotics facility there, builds himself 2 oracles, 1 phoenix. He queues up the oracles, he queues up the phoenix, he queues up his air producing stargates and his gateways. He queues up 1 probe, 1 adept, and that's pretty much it. That's how one of the most professional players play. As you can see, Showtime has changed G0 for another key, and so far is using 9. As far as I know, 8 hotkey is his caps locks, so this could be a good idea for you two to consider changing 8 hotkey into caps lock and have yourself some very important units such as High Templar have really close to your fingers. In any case, he just built incredibly large number of gateways and will move soon to build himself a 3rd base. And if you look at the unit tab, you'll find out that Protoss does not really have that many units, and this means that he's being super greedy, super risky, also known as super risky, to not have units and move on, just build yourself a 3rd or 4th base in this kind of defensive conditions. Obviously by this time the Zerg player could have stacked up himself a massive number of troops in the top left corner and just attack, fight through everything. So I'm talking something about 40 links or so. By 6 minutes he could overthrow the Protoss. Obviously if Protoss would have very powerful storms here, things would tip. However, Baneling play would be very good. However, both of these players would very much rely very heavily on economy, but not this time. The last game did had an early game aggression, and the same goes for this time. This time, there, as we can see, there's a lot of early aggression. Not as dangerous as the previous time, where Zerg actually tried to hit through the wall. And I was talking about the 4th game. This is the 5th game. However, this time Zerg does push out. However, this pushing isn't nearly as serious, and it looks like the Protoss will just simply stay on the defensive with all those High Templar. He doesn't really have a powerful force. Actually, his force is very small. But those flying prism storm drops, I would call them. These would be storm drops, are just super play. I think that's like one of the most amazing things that a Protoss could do, which is pretty much fly around the enemy's lines and storm drop without them even noticing. In any case, it looks like these storms are going to be so consistent the Zerg player won't be able to do much about this. Most of these links there were perfectly blocked there and stopped. 3 bases are mining. It looks like the Protoss is transitioning towards Immortal Archon play here. Those Archons will regain their health with the plasma shields. And with the shield batteries, I mean. Now, this game is once again, just like the last time, it's going to have a large number of Immortals, very weak anti-air. But take a look at the top. It looks like Protoss Showtime has decided to warp in a squad of zealots who are going to harass the opponent while his forces are in the south. Yes, it looks like this offensive has been an absolute success, but the links are here to stop it. The Warp Prism is still there at the top, and the Warp Prism will be continuously used to make these harassments a common attack. Even the 4th Nexus is being built by 9 minutes. This is super early. The Protoss army isn't even that huge, considering that probe count. They're almost no anti-air, because there's only 4 Archons there. If they would engage ground units, there probably would be 1 or 2 Archons fighting air attacks, and all those Immortals are godlike against armored units, but they wouldn't do anything against Mutalisks. In any case, this is the final engagement, and all those Hydralisks can't do anything because they're continuously hit by storms, and one storm is reducing at least 3 or 2 health bars, and they are being thrown on the Hydralisk consistently. So if we take a look, one storm reduces the health bar at least by 2, and the one Hydralisk in this scenario, which is a choke point here, suffers from at least 2 storms. So we know that all of these Hydralisks right here were only fighting at the health of approximately 3 to 4 health bars, so they were not nearly as effective, while the Protoss had absolutely no side damage. Some of them were even supported by this shield battery, which obviously gives 3 shields per 1 energy, so you can count this as plus 300 shield damage. So that's like an extra Immortal that doesn't shoot but tanks, or extra Archon that doesn't do anything but tanks damage. In any case, it was a nice victory for Showtime. It looks like this victory would not be possible without these zealots attacking Zerg bases. As you can already notice, this Serral had nothing here to stop the zealots. They would be pushing south, and the only thing that he had was these Hydralisks who were already engaged and certainly to die. In any case, 3-2, and Serral is still in the lead.